Well, the Kombi's back, but only briefly. It's got to go back in yet again. By the looks of it, needs a new carburettor and a few bits and pieces. So yeah, so in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my new number plate surrounds on, which I've actually got, and there they are. So I'll put those on, and there's a couple other things I need to. I've got the mounting brake for the spare wheel to go on the front. I don't know if I'll put that on just yet. However, I do have, if we go into my little box of tricks here, I do have these, the seatbelt tensioners, so that the seatbelts will retract. So I might have a go at putting those on. That'll give me something to do. So there's num plates around, they're on. See what the back looks like. And they're on there. Oop. There you go. I reckon that looks great. And another parcel has arrived. So what do we have here? So in this one we've got a brand new carburetor, and in here we have a new fuel filter, and also new ignition barrel and keys, and the ignition loom. So that's all good. What else? Oh yes, there's also new condenser to go on the distributor. So hopefully that will solve our issues. Yeah, so this is a brand new carburetor in here. Just have a little squizzy at this. And there it is. All ready to go. Blimey. I don't know if you heard that door slam, but the wind has just been just crazy. So the carburetor that I showed you, and the barrel, ignition barrel condenser, and the fuel thing, all that's going to the mechanic to do. I'm going to do these things, and I've also got a fitting bracket for the front wheel to go on the front of the camper, because I'm not going to have the spare wheel sitting inside the camper on the floor. To me that's just a nuisance, and I don't want to put it in the back compartment, because if you want to have the bed out, you can't, you've got to take the wheel out. So yeah, so I'll be mounting that on the front. I've also designed a cover to go on the front of the spare wheel, which I'll show you later on. It's beautiful. It's been customized at the moment. So yeah, got all these to do, and so we'll get cracking on with it. Firstly, I've got to pack this up and get it to the mechanic and take the Kombi back up so you can fit them all. But in the meantime, I can have a little play with some of these. I don't know if I'll get all of them done, but certainly give it a shot. Now today I'm going to have a go at putting in some seatbelt tensioners, and I bought a couple of these with a little tensioner inside to put in the Kombi. I think I'll have a go at doing the passenger side first, because then if something goes wrong, or if I can't do it, it's only my passengers that are going to die because I'll have a seatbelt. But really, it's just that if something goes wrong, I'll at least have a seatbelt, and I can drive the Kombi if it fails on the passenger side. So we'll start with the passenger side first, and hopefully this little unit will work. Right, well, I've assembled these seatbelt tensioners onto the seatbelt, and it's all hooked up the way that the instructions say to do it, in exactly the right position halfway through. And I turned this here, wound it up 8 turns, maximum 8 turns, which is what I've done. But however, if I hook it in down there where it goes to the laptop and let it go, it does go back, but there's still a lot of it sitting loose. So I'm not sure whether that's actually a pass or fail. Hard to work out. We'll go and check on the other side. Okay, here's the one on the driver's side, and once again put it halfway through from the top to where the latch is, and we'll just see what happens when I pull that out and let it go. It's sort of, you know, there's still a lot of seatbelt dangling. It doesn't really pull back the way I was hoping it would. Yet I've done the 8 turns on this. So if anyone has done these and had a bit more success, let me know. I did get a message from one person to say they're only good for 2-point seatbelts, or point-to-point seatbelts, which is ones that just go across and over your lap. This is I suppose a 3-point across your shoulder lap combination, but I thought, for what it is, I thought it would do it, but obviously not. There you go. Just let me know what you think. Have I done it right? Have I done something wrong? I followed the instructions to the letter, and that's all I can do basically. So yeah, if you know of a way that these can be better, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Now I'm going to tackle a very simple task. This door pull handle. I was going to leave it off until I painted the inside, but I didn't want to have the new one of these laying around getting damaged. And you can see on this one it's sort of all broken away under here. I mean, it still works, but it's not as good looking as the one on the other side, which has got the chrome ends you can see there. So I'll increase that. I'll zoom in so you can see better. See, you can see now the chrome ends. Right, that's the old one off. Now I'm going to get the other one. Right, here's the finished product. Nice pull handles all put in, chrome net. It's a bit of a job because in the back of these it had a little lip that went in and around, and same with this one, went in and around to lock in behind. I had a job putting those on because I've noticed that even on the old ones they've actually filed everything off. You can actually see here where they've filed those little tags off. And it's the same with this one. It's all filed. Well, there you go. It's all filed off. It's supposed to have a little L-shaped piece. So obviously they've had problems with those before. But anyway, I've got it on. Looks the part. Now matches the other side, which is good. So it's that one there I think we'll say is a pass. Now I have got the instructions for fitting the spare tyre mount onto the front of the Kombi, but I'm just going to wait until the Kombi wheel cover comes, because if I start doing it now it's going to look awful, because I'm going to have to take the VW badge off the front and put the plate on and then put the tyre on, and it's just going to look horrible. So I'm just going to wait until the cover comes and see if the cover fits the wheel properly first before I go and start and do all this. Now, I did a lot of research on the mounting the tyre on the front. I asked a lot of people on various forums on Facebook and all over the place, have they had any problems and so on. And it was really interesting, because I put a picture up of this one and people came back to me and said, oh, don't do it, it'll look ugly, you know, the panel splitting and all this sort of thing. But every one of those I asked, I said, is it the same as the picture I put up showing this one? And the answer came back, no. They actually put up different ones which have got sort of like bands of steel that go up to the holes. And I'll show you a picture here of what I'm talking about. Now, with those, yeah, I can understand them splitting, because you've just got this little band like a finger going up pressing against the panel. You imagine you get your finger, and I could do this here. So if I was to go up to a panel where I was going to mount the tyre and put my thumb here, I can actually move that panel in and out. However, if I got my whole hand and try and push it, it's very hard indeed. So that's the difference. The ones that have got the bands and the little bits of tube and pressing against just a nut in here, well, that sort of thing, well, I can see why you are going to have problems. But as I say, a whole plate pressed against that, distributing the weight around a whole plate, has got to be easier. So then I asked the question, of all those who put this one on, have they had a problem? Every single one came back, no, I don't, and they've been on for years. So I think one of them said that they've had it on for 20 years or something. So I'm going to go ahead with it, wait for that tyre cover to come first before we actually start on it. So that about wraps it up for this week. So next week I'll carry on with these jobs. Got something to show you in the back of the Kombi. Hopefully I'll have a parcel arrive for that. It's going to be very interesting. So stay tuned next week. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and hit that bell. And we'll see you next week. Cheerio.